What is going on, everybody? Hello. Hi, my name is Jim, and I am a reactor. I react to all sorts of fun stuff on the internet, and in today's video, I would like to spend a little bit of time talking about Marcelito Pomoy. This guy is a vocal chameleon. He's completely self-taught. He has kind of a really sad story about his upbringing and what he had to go through. He's just a very fascinating guy. I don't know too much about him, and if you do know a lot about this guy or would like to share any information about him, please, I implore you, share that with me in the comments. I do go through and I read all of them. I'm dying to know a little bit more about this guy. But this week I'm just sitting down and I'm just listening to a bunch of Marcelito, and so far I've been blown away. However, I wanted to see this guy with a couple different dynamics added to his voice. I've heard him sing on the Wish bus, obviously perfect audio settings. It's essentially a live in-studio setting. I also reacted to him singing on like an America's Got Talent type of show. But this one here, I believe he's playing with a live band. Now that adds a little bit more dynamics to the music. When you have a live band, you're going to have basically different resonance of the instruments fading in and out. Now, to be a good singer, you're going to basically want to be able to adapt your voice in any different scenarios. Now, my favorite performances are always the live in-studio performance because the audio clarity is fantastic. However, when you are live on stage with a backing band behind you, there are subtle nuances and subtle ways to kind of change your voice a little bit to kind of wrap around and make the whole dynamic of the giant, picture, the song, sound better. So I'm wondering how he's going to go and do that. This song is called Never Enough. Now, I don't know if this is an original song of his or if it's a cover. If you guys know, please let me know down in the comments. Oh, and if you enjoy your time with me today, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm really trying to get up to 50,000 subscribers. And if you guys wouldn't mind helping me out, it would mean the world to me. What do you say we check this one out? Here we go. This is from Freeze Time Media Productions.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. I set up a dream with me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine to the thousand spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold if still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, never for me, for me. Never enough.
What?
Thank you so much. Maraming salamat.
Beautiful. Okay, let's take this one back here. I got some things to say about that one. Since I'm not familiar with the song, I really just wanted to kind of let that one play out and just really feel the dynamics of him playing with a live band. And trust me, they were there. A couple things to note, which I thought were pretty neat. Actually, let me just turn this down. We'll get you a little bit of visuals. Couple things to note here. The audience was pretty fantastic. I know that's probably the weird thing to talk about for the first thing to notice, but I don't believe the audience is mic'd up here. There's no overhead mics on the audience itself. You can literally hear the slap back of them cheering off of their cheers coming through the microphones and, you know, everything, and then it kind of slapping back, which leads me to believe that there's no actual overheads. I really enjoy the way this one starts off, and I was a touch worried about the audio issues because it starts off so soft, and I was checking down on my mixer here, and I'm like, oh man, is this going to even like transfer through? And I wanted to turn it up a little bit, but by turning it up a little bit, what that would have done is it would have added a slight bit of drive or distortion on your end, and you really don't want to distort a voice like this, so I was just kind of crossing my fingers that the audio eventually would come up. Now, why does it start off with the audio mix so slow? Well, we have some very touching piano, some very light notes in the piano. We have Marcelito kind of coming in this really nice, light, breathy type of tone. And then as the song progresses, that's when you start hearing, you know, things like the tom drums and bass coming through. The bass of the drums from the toms and the kick and everything like that, which is just giving us a little bit more of a dynamic, adding that low range to it. Now, it's obvious. It's not even just that he has a falsetto. The falsetto thing, that's awesome, that's great. But to me, what's interesting about that is how he's able to kind of slip in and out of the range of different falsettos. And what I mean by that is like we can see him go off. We see him go off and do these interesting, what do I call? I like to call them whistle notes. I've heard people call them whistle notes before. Really nice, touching, very, very high, beautiful notes. And he's able to do that on its own. But he's also able to kind of layer that by adding a little bit of bass in there from time to time. And he does that a couple times during this performance. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It's really about just like adding that little bit of mid-range to his voice. But why are we here? What are we watching? Why am I here reacting to this? It's about how he can perform with a live band and how he can kind of wrap around it. And we see that beautifully here. We're used to these notes, all right? As much as I like them and as much as they give me chills and everything, I really wanted to see how he performed with an actual live band. Obviously, it's a very tight band, so there's no timing issues or anything like that he has to make up for. But what does come into play here is mic placement and breath control, and you see a lot of that here. He has such a strong, clean voice. I still don't know if this is a cover or if this is his own little jam, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Yeah, so the guy, this is essentially a true professional right here. You're gonna be able to put him in any sort of environment, and he's gonna do great. See, look at that, like that beautiful thing right there. That's one of those moments I wanted to see with Marcelito performing with a band. And you can kind of see it as his notes are getting higher. It's a higher frequency, so your ears going to be drawn to that. He's taking the microphone further away, giving the band room to kind of come in. That's when you start hearing the toms, you start hearing the kick, you start hearing that low bass note, and it starts to build up. He's essentially giving the band some room to breathe. It's this really nice play of back and forth, and it's something you see from professional musicians. You know, you have to be able to do that because what you want is the integrity of the art to move forward. Obviously, I'm assuming everybody here is probably here to see Marcelito. The man he's very talented and is a very unique performer. But if you are a performer like that, you're going to basically be a perfectionist. And I believe this man is a perfectionist. And he really is trying to push the integrity and the art form of this song forward, even if that means he's taking a step back himself. Pretty cool stuff. I was really interested in, and I was really hoping to see a lot of stuff like that, and you see it. Let's take that back one more time. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. As this phrasing continues and as it's about to end, I want you to really focus on the band behind him, all right? Focus on this build. And at the same time as you're listening to that build, because the camera's not on them, pay very close attention to his microphone placement. Further. As he brings it back forward too, he's giving us that beautiful high note, and not quite the whistle notes, but that beautiful falsetto with just a touch of bass as he brings the microphone back up. As we start to hear the ride cymbal crash down a little bit, add a little bit more vibrations out, that's when you get a little bit more bass to it. And it's just like a perfect harmony and perfect symmetry between him and an actual live bass player. Again, almost kind of just showing off the different kind of falsettos you got there, you know? Every once in a while, it's just a little bit higher. Then we switch back a little bit of bass. Okay, take that one out, and we'll finish over with just a touch of mid behind the falsetto. It's not, I feel like even that is just like calling it a falsetto is almost even misleading as to where the song is going and what he's doing here. This was absolutely incredible. This was a gorgeous performance. I loved seeing him perform with the live band. Hearing the audience really come through without any sort of overhead mics. I'm assuming if there is overhead mics, they're kind of a little wonky. What I mean by overhead is overhead over the audience to hear the crowd cheer. It's recorded a little wonky, and this is a very well mixed show, so I don't believe that's the case. But this is a gorgeous performance. I really like seeing this guy live. As much as I like the in-studio performances, I feel like it shows a different side of this guy. You know, it shows him, just the performance nature of a dude like this. Marcelito. Dude is a vocal chameleon. I was gonna say mental chameleon. He's messing with my head. But no, yeah, gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous stuff. If you enjoyed your time with me today or you got any value out of this video, like I said, please consider liking and subscribing. I got a goal I'm trying to get to on YouTube, and it would mean the world to me if you consider it. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys have a great night now. Bye.